mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine.
Welcome to the Pool Lock YouTube channel. I'm James Locke, and today we're going to answer some of the Ask James questions of the day. So we have this first question from Tom, and he says, my 401k just crossed $900,000 for the first time. I'm 63 and thinking about retiring next year. Should I just go for it? Tom, first of all, congratulations. Crossing 900,000 is a real milestone, and it represents years of discipline and hard work. So that's worth acknowledging. Now, should you retire next year? Here's how I'd think through it. Step 1, longevity. Start by being honest with yourself about your health picture. Do you have any significant medical issues that might affect your life expectancy? Is there a pattern in your family that suggests you might not live to average life expectancy? Now, if your health picture suggests a shorter retirement horizon, retiring early may absolutely make sense. But if you're in good health and there's longevity on both sides of your family, you need to plan for a retirement that could easily last 30 years or more. Step 2, income needs. Next, get very specific about your income picture. How much will Social Security provide? Do you have a pension? And just as importantly, how much income do you want in retirement? Not just the minimum you need. There's a real difference between getting by and living well. Step 3, your safe withdrawal. Here's a number that a lot of people don't factor in: inflation over time. If you retire at 63 and live to 93, a very real possibility for a healthy person, things could cost 4 times as much by the end of your retirement as they do today. That's not a scare tactic. That's simply the math of long-term inflation. With that in mind, most retirement planners suggest withdrawing no more than 3 or 4% per year from your portfolio. On a $900,000 account, that's $27,000 to $36,000 a year. The key question is this: does that amount, combined with your Social Security and any pension income, give you the retirement lifestyle you want? Not just a retirement you can survive, but one you've actually earned. If the answer is yes, and you feel emotionally ready to retire, then yes, you may well be ready to kind of go on for it. But I'd also want to make sure that the $27,000 to $36,000 is coming from interest and dividends, not from selling down principal, because the goal is for that $900,000 to still be there protecting you for the next 3 decades. It's a great question. As always, if you'd like to send in your question, you can do so by emailing them to poollock@poollock.com. Let's move on. Let's go to our second question. This is from Nancy. And Nancy wants to know, my husband and I are both 70, we're retired, and our portfolio is 70% stocks. Our advisor says we're fine because the markets are going up and we don't need the money right now. Are we really fine? So Nancy, I really appreciate you asking this, and I want to give you a straightforward, honest answer. You may not be as fine as your advisor is suggesting. Let me explain why. And I want to start with something very specific that affects you and your husband in just a few years. Required minimum distributions. In 3 years, at age 73, you and your husband will be required by law to begin taking required minimum distributions, RMDs, from your traditional IRA and traditional 401k accounts. This isn't, optional. The IRS mandates it. And the percentage you must withdraw increases every single year as you get older. So, the question, we don't need the money right now, is going to change, because 3 years from now, the government is going to require you to take the money out, whether you want to or not. The real choice ahead of you, when those RMDs begin, you have 2 fundamentally different options here. Option 1, your RMDs come from interest and dividends. The natural income your portfolio generates in this scenario, your principal stays intact. So let's say the 900 or 1,000 or $1 million or whatever you said you saved, right? Working for you, protecting you if you need long-term care or face an unexpected expense later. Option 2, your RMDs come from selling shares. Your principal shrinks year after year, and if the market is down, then those distributions are forced, which you cannot control. You're selling at exactly the wrong time. And most of our clients, when they understand this clearly, choose option 1 because they want to know their principal is secure. They want it there as a safety net, not just for themselves, but sometimes to leave something meaningful for the people they love. So why 70% stocks is risky at age 70? Even setting aside the RMD question, a 70% equity allocation at age 70 carries real risk. I understand that your advisor feels confident because markets have been rising, but markets don't always rise, and life can change very quickly. What happens if one of you has a serious health concern? What happens if long-term care is needed? What happens if a pension is reduced or eliminated? What happens if the market drops 30% the same year your RMDs are at their highest? These aren't worst-case scenarios. These are real possibilities that we need to plan for, especially when the stakes are this high. I'd encourage you to have a candid conversation with your advisor about repositioning toward an income-first strategy before those RMDs begin. And if you'd like a second opinion, I'm always happy to provide one, right? Great questions today. And as always, if you'd like to send in your question, you can do so by emailing them to poollocke@poollocke.com. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. I'm James Locke, your retirement income source. I'll see you next time.
Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine. Retirement is near, don't you live in fear. Listen up, my friend, let me make it clear.